So first of all, you also have a new prime minister in Russia. So what does that mean for your expectations of the Russian economy going forward?
Well, I think we definitely will see a speed up of decision-making process, first of all, and I think that President Putin recently put forward quite ambitious tasks by introducing a number of national projects. The government is planning to invest a huge amount of money, about $300 billion, into different projects, starting from education to infrastructure and many other things. And so I think Putin would like to have a maybe more energetic government with younger people there. I expect that the new government could be announced later this afternoon, and I believe there's more than 50% among members of the government will be new faces.
I mean, for a lot of international investors, they don't know the new prime minister very well. Do you think under him there will be a national spending program that will actually start in full? How will it change the economy?
Well, he's very well known in Russia because he was with the government for 20 years, and for many years he was head of taxes. Yeah, everybody knows the main taxman, I think. Yeah, and basically what's important, for 3 years he was the president of the investment boutique, actually well known, and the boutique was acquired by Deutsche Bank at that time. So he knows business and he knows the government, and I think he's well much respected, and he's known as a digital man because he introduced quite an ambitious and very successful digital program in tax office, and I think that's one of the also very important issue on the agenda for the Russian government.
How do you think the Russian economy will actually change, and what does it mean for VTB?
Well, I think I mean, we're all interested in a fast economic growth, and last year the economic growth was around 1.1%. This year we expect 1.7, which is not enough for Russia. We believe that with the introduction and implementation of the national program and with the improving investment climate, we might exceed 3% target starting from 2021, and that will be a big breakthrough, but of course Russia needs much higher rate of development, that's for sure.
Mr. Kostin, so VTB recently filed a case against Mozambique in London. Can you detail exactly what you're alleging? There's been a backwards and forwards also about VTB officials and some of the things that they've been doing in the country.
No, we'll lend that money with a guarantee of the government, and the loan is not performing now. We just need to clarify this issue. We wanted to restructure the debt. We even reached an initial the term sheet for this maybe about a year ago, but since that time there was no movement. Our loans are guaranteed by the insurance agencies. In order to get this money back, we went to the London court.
How much capital does VTB need to raise?
Well, basically, I think we're okay, even with the introduction of Basel III, Basel III.5 requirements. We will manage, I think, and at the same time, our plan is to pay 50% of our net profit to our shareholders.
Okay, will the sanctions against Russia hinder your ability to sell shares?
Well, of course. Though, strictly speaking, the existing shares are not subject of sanctions. But you understand the general climate for investors. I mean, to think whether it's a new share or there's an old share. So I'm afraid a further privatization and sale of stocks are extremely difficult under the circumstances.
Okay, so do you think you want to issue new shares, or can you?
No, I don't think will be. I don't know why representative of the Minister of Finance mentioned it, but I don't expect the issue of new shares.
And this is because of what?
Because of sanctions. Because of sanctions. Yeah.
But if sanctions are lifted, and I don't know when
Since 2007, when we went to the stock exchange, we raised $14 billion in new stocks, and of course we could continue to do it. But under the sanctions, I don't think it's very feasible.
Mr. Kostin, when you look at the world economy and you look at the fluctuation in the price of oil, what are you confident about for 2020, and what do you worry about?
Well, I think the price above $60 per barrel, I think is quite achievable, and I think that is it's a good for Russian budget, because Russian budget last year had, I think, 1.4% surplus of GDP, so it's quite healthy budget, and I think we expect another surplus budget for 2020.
Mr. Kostin, there's also a video, right, that's been circulating by Alexey Navalny, which you haven't responded to, which has allegations in it. When will you respond to it?
it's fake news. You know, it's false statement. It's useless to speak on such level. We had a special report to the board of directors made by one of 4 leading international audited companies, and they said there was no irregularities, that all the transactions were according to the market. So there's nothing to talk about. I mean, Mr. Navalny is a politician, and he's using the dirty methods. So we can't speak with him on this subject because it's useless.